All right, let's talk about something we've all felt, that post-meal slump, that overwhelming urge to just find a couch and pass out. You know, the food coma. But what's really happening inside our bodies? Let's get into it.
I mean, think about it. After a big lunch, or maybe that holiday dinner, does the sofa just start calling your name? It's super common, right? This feeling actually has a fancy scientific name, postprandial sleepiness. But just because everyone experiences it, does that actually make it normal?
Well, here's a pretty bold statement. Feeling tired after you eat is not normal at all. Now, that should make you pause, shouldn't it? I mean, if food is supposed to be fuel, it should give us energy, not drain it away. So, if that crash we all know so well isn't normal, then what on earth is it? Let's break down exactly what's going on. This is the big paradox, isn't it? You eat to get energy to power through your day. So, why does it sometimes feel like you just hit a brick wall? Now, we all know that high carb meals are a huge trigger. One of the authors we looked at even talked about how he used to use a big tub of ice cream to help himself fall asleep. So, what is the real culprit behind this wave of exhaustion? Well, the answer isn't what most people think. It all comes down to a single, incredibly powerful hormone. You know, you might hear people point to other things like maybe low stomach acid or your cells not getting enough nutrients. And look, those things can play a tiny part, but they are not the main event, not even close. The real reason you feel so sleepy? It's hormonal. And there you have it. The number one cause of that food coma is high insulin. It's not just about blood sugar. It's about the massive hormonal reaction your body has to what you just ate. This is the aha moment. So how does this actually work? Well, when your insulin levels shoot up after a meal, it literally blocks the chemicals in your brain that are supposed to keep you awake and focused. So high insulin is basically acting like a dimmer switch on your brain's alertness. Okay, I can already hear some of you thinking, hang on a second, I've cut my carbs way down, I'm doing keto, but I still get tired after I eat. That is a fantastic question, and there's a really important answer for it. This is a crucial piece of the puzzle. Insulin isn't just a response to carbs. The simple act of eating anything causes some insulin to be released. And if you've been dealing with insulin resistance for a long time, your body is extra sensitive. So even a low-carb meal can cause enough of a spike to make you tired. And that's why this isn't an overnight fix. Look, after years of your body fighting against high insulin, it needs time to heal. It needs time to bring that baseline level of insulin back down to normal. It's a process, and that's why the fatigue can hang around for a bit, even when you're doing everything right. Okay, so we get it. The problem is high insulin. Now for the important part. What is the action plan? Let's dive into the actual strategies you can use to break this cycle and finally get your energy back. So it really boils down to 3 core strategies, and each one is designed to directly attack that high insulin problem. Let's take a look. First up, intermittent fasting. And this one is a real game changer. Why? It's simple, really. If you eat less often, you spike your insulin less often. That's it. An easy way to start is to try skipping breakfast. Aim for 2 meals a day, and then over time, you can gradually increase that fasting window between them. Next up, let's chat about protein. It's obviously essential, but you can have too much of a good thing. A really huge protein meal can also make you tired, and that effect gets even worse if you pair it with a bunch of starches. The name of the game here is moderation. All right, we've got the action plan. Now let's talk about the last 2 pieces of the puzzle, which are just as important: managing your expectations and using a few extra tools to help your body along the way. And I really need to stress this one. You've got to be patient. Your body might need a solid 1 to 3 months to really adapt and get that insulin resistance under control. So please don't get discouraged if you're not feeling like a superhero on day 3. This takes time. So how will you know it's really working? Here's a huge milestone to look for. When you can go from one meal to the next without feeling ravenously hungry or crashing, that's when you know. It means your body is healing and your insulin levels are finally starting to stabilize. And finally, if you want to give your body a little extra support during this transition, here are a few simple things you can do. Make sleep a priority. Seriously, even an extra 30 minutes can make a world of difference. And you might consider adding key vitamins like B1 and D3 before bed, which can really help the process. So there you have it. That food coma isn't just some random thing you have to suffer through. It's a clear signal from your body. And now, with the right strategies, you actually have the power to change that signal, stop the crash for good, and feel amazing after you eat. The only question left is, are you ready to get started?